Yo,
What's good?
you said I was gonna get paid today. Can I get my money?
Why would I pay you when you don't do anything around here?
So you're gonna skip my paycheck again?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip your paycheck
How
again.
many times this gotta happen, bro?
Man, what are you
It's
talking
You
about?
just made a big mistake.
Oh,
Now you
I
gotta
made-
get sabotaged.
I made a mistake. I'm gonna get sabotaged. Man, this is why you don't get paid. Get your own YouTube channel. Let's make some beats. Let's get it. Yo, where is FL at? No. 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 C note. First video 2021. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to arrange and structure out full R&B songs, because we already did like chord progressions and melodies and drums and all that stuff, but we never did arranging. So I'm about to show you guys how I would take an R&B beat that I made right here and structure it out for a song. So first off, I'll just play you the hook of it, all the drums and everything. I did it all with the Juno 106. That thing, a Juno 106 analog synth. This is what I came up with. That's the hook. Right now it's not mixed at all, but that leads me to the next thing. I just dropped a new mixing course on how to mix R&B music. So you know how I did the R&B music theory course? I decided, you know what, let's do one for mixing too. So in the course, I'm taking this exact beat and I'm showing you how to mix it from start to finish, explaining everything that I do from EQ to compression to FX to prepping the mix. It's an hour-long course. It's 3 videos. In the first video, I show you how I would prep and organize everything, because look at this. It's pretty busy. There's like 10 melodies here or something like that. I don't really know how to count, but show you how to organize that, color code it, stereo bus everything together. Second video, I show you how to mix all the melodies and chord progressions and apply effects to make it interesting. And in the third video, I'll show you how to mix the hook and the bass section to get those drums smacking. But that's not all, right? I also included the stems to an R&B instrumental that was fully produced by me for you to do some practice mixing with after you watch the course, so you can apply the skills that you just learned. But yeah, that's at chambersmixedit.com/soundkits, link in the description and in the comments section. All right, so on to the structuring. The first thing that's going through our head is, how do we want to start this, you know? Because I'm not just going to jump right into the hook. Like, imagine you just press play and it's out of nowhere. It's like, what? You got to get used to the music first. You can't just hit someone with that, you know? You got to build it up. Imagine you're just chilling, you're doing your homework or something, and like out of nowhere. So what we're going to start with is the verse. I'm going to take all this, I'm going to hit Control A, I'm going to move it out of here. So for this, I'm just going to hop straight into the verse. It's just a chord progression. This is what it sounds like. It's chords that are spaced apart. It's staccato, right? They're not connected at all. And if you want to learn about how I did that chord progression, you should go check out my R&B music theory course at chambersmixedit.com/soundkits. So that's I'm gonna just move this stuff over next to it, and then let's compare that to the pre-chorus roads. You know, it's connected, it's more full, there's more notes, more layers, much more complex than the simple verse. Then we lead it into the hook road chord progression. So I want you to understand the flow of energy that just happened, right? We're starting from the low energy point at the verse. So then we build up into the pre-chorus, and you can hear we're only going up. The notes are literally going up and the energy is building up. And then we drop it off right here at the hook. Now the hook is more complex than the verse, but it's less complex than the pre-chorus. That's supposed to be your middle point, where it's just the perfect amount of everything. You know, we're not doing too much. It's just perfectly simple. But it's not too simple like the verse was. We're just flowing. So remember that a big part of structuring is the flow of energy and how you go from a low point to a high point. Because a lot of people, you just have the same chord progression going over and over and over. No, that gets boring. It gets repetitive. It's going to make people want you to delete your beat off SoundCloud. You know, you need change ups, especially like in trap. I can see if you want to be repetitive, go ahead. But like in R&B, something like this, you're going to need to change up the chord progressions from time to time. So that's just the main chord progressions, right? Now we're going to head into the melodies. So for the pre-chorus, I added a pad here with the Juno. It's literally just layering the Rhodes. But you notice the pad is layered for the pre-chorus and the hook. It's not in the verse, right? These are all melodies. The verse has nothing. You dumb it down into just a chord progression. So after that, in the pre-chorus, I started adding some more synths, right? So just listen how you hear the melodies and the keys and the leads and the synths and the plucks all work together to build up into the hook. You know, we're adding elements in, we're filling it up. And then the tension starts to rise. Then it's smooth again here at the hook. You know, it's just that melodic buildup. This is more of a production thing, but sound selection can always help too. Like when the hook hits, I have this sound. It's like some weird flutter sound effect. I have this really big pad open up. When you have a big sound like that, or when you add small effects, that's just gonna give it more impact when the hook comes in. So now we have our main 3 sections. We have an 8-bar verse, 8-bar pre-chorus, and then the hook. Let's start with the verse. First 4 bars of the verse, I want empty, just the chord progression. I want it empty because, like I said, I want the listener to be able to know, okay, this is what I'm listening to. We start with the most basic part of the song again. This is all you hear. And the vocalist could add some ad libs on it, whatever they want to do. You know, and as we move forward, I'm going to add a snap just to get the rhythm established. Like I said with the pre-chorus, now we start to build it up. So we're going to start to add more layers of drums. Let's add those snaps in again. So now let's layer that snap with a clap as we build it up. And we'll also add a hi-hat too. Look into my hi-hats right here. You see they're different patterns because this one has a hi-hat roll and this is just plain hi-hats. We want it to be as basic as possible because in the hook, that's where we want the hi-hats to be more interesting. So I'll just keep this first hi-hat pattern. No hi-hat rolls, just simple hi-hats. I might bring in the perk loop. I like the rhythm that it gives it, you know? It's just some more bounce. But, you know, I'm not going to add all the percussion sounds that I had. I'm not going to add, like, the FX and stuff. I'm not going to add the kick. This is just where we're going to keep it at. Just hi-hats, percussion loop, and the snare and the clap. You're giving the listener some more information, but it's not everything. Just a tiny bit at a time until we hit the hook. And then I have a reverse sound right here at the very end of the pre-chorus. So we just go. And then it's going to hit on the hook. So adding some small like reverse effects and stuff like that can really make the difference. And also, like I said before in my mixing course, I have stems to an R&B beat that I already produced. And it looks just like this. It has a hook section, a pre-chorus section, and a verse section. So if you want to practice structuring and arranging your R&B music, I got the stems in the course. So why not practice your mixing and practice your arrangement? I'm going to hit Control A. I'm going to hit Shift. I'm going to drag it. And I'm going to just duplicate it again. Luckily for us, this works where you can just start it over again. Because we go from all this energy at the hook. You can just drop it down back at the verse. You know, the verse is like you're comfortable there. Because you started out the song there. You already know what the verse is. You've heard it. You're comfortable with it. And then after the hook, you return to it. So it's like, you know where you're at right now. So that's that. The energy slope just went like high energy. Now my laptop got water damage. High energy to low energy. Oh, got him. Then we go through the motions again. We add the snap. We hit the pre-chorus. We add some more jumps. We do the hook again. Oh, and also I forgot to tell you a little structuring technique right here. In the first 4 bars of the hook, you have the drums, right? But in the ending 4 bars, I add this ride sound. It's going. You can't really hear it when you're listening, but it's going to add a tiny bit more impact and more emphasis to it. That's just a little trick to add. But yes, let's take it again. And really what I'm doing here is assessing the song. I'll just like make a mock-up version of it, a demo version, and just keep repeating it over just to get a sense of how long the beat is. You know, usually I want my beats to be like between 2 minutes and 30 to 3 minutes. You know, some can be longer, some can be like 2 minutes, you know. It really depends. But like for R&B, like I'll aim for about 3 minutes long. So what I'll do is just repeat it over just to get a sense of where I'm at. And at the end here is perfect because we end at 2:55-ish. But you know, to end it just right there is kind of weird to me. Like, listen. You know, you just end it like after the hook like that. It's like, how could you do this to me, right? So here's another trick that I might bring in that I usually do at the end of songs. So let's see. I'll take the hook, hit control and drag across, hit shift and drag it out. That will duplicate it. What I'm going to do is duplicate it again. This time I'm going to take out the melodies and just have the chord progression and the pads hit. I'm gonna make it more interesting, and I'm gonna take it from the pre-chorus chord progression, because I bet you wasn't expecting to hear the pre-chorus chord progression. Because oh, the mic's exposed. Because I bet you wasn't expecting to hear the pre-chorus chord progression at the hook spot. So when we add it at the end there and we change it up, it's gonna sound different. Also, oh, that was close. Make sure you take the pre-chorus pad, because if we had it with the hook pad, they're not really friends, so it's not gonna work like that. Gotta make sure that the pre-chorus with the pre-chorus, boom. And we just gonna, hold on. We're just gonna fade that out with the volume. I'll show you how to do that in a second. But also I might do like a drum trick real quick. I might take like the bass and the kick out of the first second and like have it hit out of nowhere when you don't expect it. So like that's just a cool trick you could do. So like listen to this. So what you want to do next is go to the mixer, which is empty because we didn't mix it yet, because y'all got to go get my mixing course where I mix this beat and give you all my secrets and all that stuff, but we're going to talk about that later. But what you want to do is go to the master. You see this fader right here that controls the volume? You want to right click it. You want to hit copy value. Then you want to hit create automation clip. Boom. Get out of the mixer. I'm going to pull up to the end of the song. But I want to fade out the 8 or the 4. I'm going to fade out the last 4. So right click. And you know, like the whole thing's kind of messed up right now, right? That's why we hit copy value. So right click on the dot you just made and hit paste value. Boom, we're back to normal. Go to the last dot and then just kill it. And then there you go. So now we fade out volume. Nice little ending. My voice is getting quieter. And I'm back. But yeah, hopefully now you understand better how energy can flow in an R&B song. But yeah, so go check out the brand new course that I just dropped, the R&B mixing course, out now on my website, where I go over how I would mix this very beat that we just arranged, from the organization and prepping to the melodies to the drums to everything. And lastly, maybe you're not into mixing, but you want to know how I made these melodies and these chord progressions, then my R&B music theory course is just what you need. Everything at chambersmixedit.com/soundkits. Link in the description and in the comment section for all y'all. But yeah, I'll see y'all in the next video. But until then, I'm gonna have to get Sound Guy back for what he did to me. Absolutely disgraceful. I'll just let you listen to this beat one more time. You know. Ah!